Good morning, Mrs. Rawson. My name's Josh and I'll be conducting a health check on your XC60 today. To begin with, round at the near side front of the vehicle, this tyre is measuring at 6.2mm and that's the lowest point, no cuts or gouges through the tyre. And coming round into the brake pads on the near side front, measuring at 4mm, and they all get in low. You've got the disc is lipped and corroded. Would advise changing the disc and the pads when the pads are ready. That's not necessarily ready yet. I normally wait until they get to around the 3mm mark, so you've got a millimetre left. Coming around into the suspension components and mounts on the near side front, but just before we get there you can just see the corrosion to the inside of the disc. So, quite bad. Coming round, suspension components and mounts on the near side front, all intact and operating as they should be. Coming across to the offside front, and again, same, all intact and operating as they should be. Round onto the offside front tyre. Offside front tyres on 4mm at the lowest point. No cuts or gouges to the tyre. And coming round onto the brakes, the brake pads on the front. Again, on 4mm, the disc again is lipped and quite heavily corroded on the inner face. Would advise getting some new disc and pads fitted when the pads get around to 3mm. Coming down the centre of the vehicle, exhaust is nice and secure, no leaks down towards the rear axle. Rear axle components such as springs, shock absorbers, bushers and mounts. Difficult to get behind the plastics there, but everything's intact and operating as it should be. Springs are all intact and that applies to both sides, no leaks from any of the shock absorbers. Coming now around onto the offside rear tyre. Offside rear tyre is on 4.4mm, no cuts or gouges to the tyre itself. And coming round onto the brakes, the brake pads on the rear, quite heavily lipping on the rear disc, however the pads themselves are measuring at 6mm, so nothing to be concerned about just yet. Across to the near side rear tyres measuring at 5.2mm and that's at the lowest point again, no cuts or gouges to the tyre. And finally onto the brakes on the near side rear, again the discs are quite heavily lipped but the pads are on 6mm, so there's no concern if it's used there. And that concludes the vehicle health check. Not really found anything to report other than the front discs and pads. The front pads are measuring at 4mm and the front discs are quite heavily corroded and lipped. I will pass all this information on to the service advisor and he'll be in touch. Thank you very much and have a nice day.